Hi everyone, I'm here to go over today the ideal blog structure. Now, this can be applied to sections outside of your site that don't exactly have to do with the blog, but we found that this applies really well to blog content. So, we have made this wonderful little graphic that includes all these wonderful things within it, and I thought I'd go over a few of them first and then show you some examples. So, let's get into it. Number one at the top here is we have the wonderful desirable CTA. Now, this is the thing that we hope that everybody clicks on to buy your product, right? We set that ideally it's sticky, but not necessarily it has to be sticky. The other piece that goes along with this is odds are your menu is sitting within this. So this stuff might be outside of the things that you have to control within your blog. But like I say, these are ideal. So this is the ideal structure for a site. If you don't have access to control all these things, then maybe you can talk to your developers or get buy-in from somebody throughout the organization to ideally have these things in there. Also, you'll see that a lot of these kind of tie the line between SEO and UX and conversion optimization. So that's kind of the world that we're living in now. So you'll see a lot of these things that come in. We also have breadcrumbs listed here, an attention-grabbing unique header image, which we'll show you some great examples for, an author bio for EAT, also EEAT, so we have to add that extra E in there these days. The last updated date, which is a great thing for a freshness factor, a short and concise paragraph calling out our ideal customers, in this case, small business owners for this example that we're showing here. A table of contents that links to the main headings throughout the site, which is one of the 5 things that I'm going to go over that are highlighted through our examples. And this lovely key takeaways that highlights different CS and is meant to stand out. This is meant to be kind of like a TLDR of what you're actually going to learn from the blog post to be able to capture people's attention so that they'll continue reading on or they'll realize that they're in the wrong spot. Then we have an H2 or another section for trust authority, that links to authoritative resources or internally throughout the site. Middle of funnel CTA, ideally, something that people can click into, maybe an email newsletter or a lead magnet or something along the way that goes in there. Linking to relevant blog posts below here, but this can be also linking internally. No big deal. Either way, then there's this little play button, which is meant to indicate a video or some sort of form of medium to hook the users to keep on the page and to keep them in here. Also, really cool if you have a video version of your blog post, which I've seen and which some of the examples I'm going to show you have. And then more internal links and a conclusion. Doesn't necessarily always have to say conclusion. I know a lot of AI prompts and ChatGPT things say conclusion, so we want to kind of minimize that throughout the world and make sure that it reads like a human does throughout the world. Right? We also have some white space in here for distraction-free reading experience. That's a design element, not so much an SEO experience, right? And then another roundup of your author bio throughout the world here. And then this is the bonus section below here is to add in FAQs if the blog post or the content that you're writing kind of lends towards that. If you need something to answer other users' questions, then great to have an FAQ. Because really the idea of any blog post or any content that we're writing is to answer those 5 W's. Same in journalism school, same in writing, same that we want to do for everyone, right? Who, what, where, when, why. And those all kind of get sectioned off into the sections like we're showing here with the lorem ipsum text. But lorem ipsum isn't as conveying as real blog posts. So let's take a look at some examples and I'll show you our top 5 things. This is my personal favorite website on the internet. This is Bankrate. They are in a very competitive market for personal loans and banking and money. Literally money keywords going through here. And these guys have wonderful things. So they have up at the top, they have their top little breadcrumb that goes back to their personal loans. They have their titles, which is what is personal loan, the shares, which I don't really think people use as much, but they use the really conveying image here. What is a personal loan with a very specific image that they have here. They have their lovely table of contents, which they don't really name as a table of contents too, which you'll start to see. They just have an on this page here, which is really great. Then they have written by. Hannah's written this with a nice little bio. She is a student loans reporter and she's writing about personal loan. Amazing. Also edited by a different Hannah. Cool. Hannah has been editing for Bankrate since 2022. Amazing. There's also these promises below here. And guess what we get to right out of the gate? Boom. Key takeaways. Wonderful out of the gate. Fantastic. You can read these and know if this article is right for you or if you're meant to go somewhere else. Then they start off with some internal links for bankrate.com, get a personal loan. Guess where that goes? That goes to Bankrate. And look right here. They start to include some of their software in here, how personal loans work, pros and cons, and they get into the whole thing here. This is a fantastic article, and this ranks in Canada. I'm in Canada, and I'm not even part of the market, and it shows up for personal loans. So I think it's a fantastic article for them. And then once you get down to the bottom, guess what you see? Frequently asked questions. So they didn't actually answer all the questions that they found that people were searching for, would need the answers for within their article. So they decided to answer them in shorter little spots here. Great little things. And then a little bio from Hannah. They also have other articles that you can get to and an up next, all kinds of things. This is a fantastic article, and it hits on the top 5 of what I like to tell people. I'm going to tell you what those top 5 are before we go to the next one. Number 1 is to have this lovely little unique image of a header, just to grab someone's attention there. Number 2 is to have a title of this. They have, as opposed to the detailed extension, what is a personal loan? And guess who wrote that? Bankrate. Number 3 is they have internal links to things within their website. Fantastic. Number 4 is they have an author bio and the date, Hannah, also edited by Hannah, and it was published on November 13th of 2023, so it's pretty still relevant. And number 5 is they have media and examples. Well, guess what? They're using their own software, and they're using exactly what they're selling right within the article. So, bam, winner to me. This is an awesome blog post, and I'm a big fan of Bankrate. Number 2 example on our list is Buffer. Buffer is a social media software that helps you post things to social media websites. They have, right up at the top, they have the lovely little breadcrumbs, resources flow. They have their article title right up here. And they also have this nice little short article, what they're going to tell you. And it starts out, this lovely human is writing about this. Author, there it is. Also has last time it was published, which is January 12th. And how long it takes you to read this. Great little things. And a thing I like about this article, which we didn't see in the other one, we did in a different form, but look, Buffer supports YouTube Shorts scheduling. Get started here. So they're already hooking you in with their selling point right here, right? What is the YouTube algorithm? Social media platforms. Look, all these things have YouTube short algorithms, much like the Instagram algorithm, internal linkings, fantastic, recommended content, images right in here, makes the users really well. They could probably do with a little TLDR section, but the odds are if it's Buffer, they've tried it out and it doesn't work for them, so no judgment. Okay, moving on to example number 3 is the lovely folks at Ahrefs. Ahrefs and their blog, they do a fantastic job with content marketing right up at the top. You can see which category they're in, and links to all these things. And this is a blog post, which I suggest you also dive into, is how to write a blog post that people actually want to read. Because this article actually builds upon our framework that we've done in 9 steps. You can see the article and the link right here, ahrefs.com/blog/how to write a blog post. So we'll add this as a link in our little description for you to be able to go through. Last updated was September 27th, 2023, and it's a 15-minute read. They have the lovely table of contents. And I've seen throughout the Ahrefs universe is they change up these images throughout these, depending on the kind of article and what it needs. So I think it's really wonderful that they do that. This one just has a nice little graphic in here, but I bet they're testing it out to see what everybody has. Also, they have who it's written by and a nice little organization over here about why this person is done. A little thing that Ahrefs does that I really like, because it shows off what they do with their software, is they actually show the performance dated on each of this article. So they show that it has 4,000 keywords that it shows for organic traffic and 212 linking websites. Well, that's a really good way to show off what your software does and to get hook people in there. And then it takes you through the article. This is all really easy to read and really easy to navigate. And then they put in, look at this, I love this. They have editor's notes here from Josh. So they pull in more authority from other different parts. They also have their own versions of the frameworks that we have in here. So I think they've done a fantastic job of these things, and they just continue to do that by showing you how they know what the heck they're talking about. And they have a great way of doing all these formulas in here too. My last example are the HubSpot, the people who coined the term inbound, right? These guys know what they're talking about throughout the universe. And they definitely convey all those 5 things that we've talked about, right? Plus, they have this little state of AI in 2023, even though it's 2024 HubSpot. Cool. They have a unique image, number 1, in their header. This unique image that they've done throughout the world. They have their own title that's specific to them. 9 pivotal marketing trends to watch in 2024, according to experts. Look at them. They're so powerful they don't even have to put HubSpot in here. Good for them. They have links to internals. So they have links to internally, probably their free report and such. And we'll see some as we go on. External links. Something that I noticed through the HubSpot blog that I really like is they link to the person's LinkedIn whenever they check in with somebody. So this Sean Downey, they link to this person's LinkedIn through that. So, and odds are sometimes they'll link directly to the person's company, but I don't think you need to link to Google's president. That's good. Then they have some wonderful internal links. Oh, think with Google. This one's an external link. Fantastic. Another external link. This is Chris. CMO at, and then he links to that one. And he has a solid messaging framework. This goes to somewhere within a HubSpot. Fantastic. First one that we've seen a video in. Fantastic version. I've seen Ahrefs has done a lot of this. If we go back, they do a lot of video versions of their text blogs, which I think is a huge opportunity for any content marketer out there. Next section is the author bio, which is at the bottom of the blog post in this example. No, they haven't put one at the bottom. Cool. Well, then they just have Christina here, and she has written some articles for them. And then the last one is using media and examples, which this one is a perfect example of because they haven't just included their YouTube video. They've also included quotes and a podcast from the HubSpot Podcast Network. They have their own network. Of course they do. HubSpot has everything. So to go back, this is what we're showing you based off of this wonderful authority blog structure that we've suggested for folks. This can always be updated, but we really think that this is a great place to start with folks and for users and for blogs and to make sure that you have all of these things on your content. We find there's always something that somebody can add to their blog post. We hope this is helpful and stick around for more. Thanks. Bye.